You're in the right place. Grab your surfboard, the water is ready, and let's dive in.
Energy for September. So if you want to open up to page 2 in the moon calendar, you will see September 2023. And I started the month off by just showcasing today's full moon because we are doing this live on the Aquarius Saturn full moon. For some of you that think that this full moon is in Pisces, that is a Western astrological timing, and I follow the true sky. So it's the visible sky that you can see with your naked eye. And if you're interested to find out more, then please follow my account, True Star Systems, on Instagram, and you will find out more. Okay, so we start with the Aquarius super blue moon on before the month even begins. And this is a really powerful time. I'm going to get into what all of this means in the next couple of slides when I look into the visible sky, and I'll show you what the actual sky looks like and what the constellations above Aquarius and Saturn look like right now. But since this super full moon is conjunct Saturn and right next to that planet, it's a massive, powerful time for leadership lessons. That is what you're going to hear me say again and again during this live is leadership lessons up the yang. We are learning so much about our leadership and so many lessons about leadership in the world. And it's a really, really potent moment for review and reevaluation of what lessons have you learned about your own leadership and what is next for you to step up as a leader. Okay, so I'm going to get more into that over the next 2 slides, but I want to get into the September energy. So September begins with a Venus retrograde ending on the 3rd of September. So Venus retrograde ending is a really powerful moment because we've all been in retrograde with Venus since July. And this means that all of this review and upheaval that's been happening around your love and around your relationships is going to simmer down a little bit, and you're going to get that clarity around what it is that you learned about love, relationships, romance, partnerships. This can be obviously in the love and romantic department, but also in love in terms of your clients and in terms of your business partners. We're learning more about what love means and how we all interact with each other, and then how we manifest as well, because Venus is the master manifestation planet. It's how we attract and magnetize what it is that we love and value to ourselves. So we're having this review phase come to an end. So there's going to be lots of clarity coming around that, all of our relationships and all of our manifestation power on September 3rd. And then the very next day, of course, one retrograde ends, another one begins. Jupiter goes into retrograde. This is also Labor Day for many people in North America. And Jupiter retrograde beginning means that everything that has to do with our communities and our society and our networks at large is coming into a review cycle. So this is a time to really consider, what communities are you a part of? Who is your audience? What is the audience that you want to be speaking to? Who is the audience that you want to be serving? Who are the clients that you want to be working with? Who are the friends in your life that you want to be close to? Really, really big time of evaluation for that. Jupiter retrograde lasts quite some time. It's going to be here for several months. So it's going to be a really potent time to evaluate that. And Jupiter is currently in Pisces. No, it's not in Pisces. Jupiter is in Aries right now. My mistake. So it's a really powerful time to really consider how it is that you get to be fully expressed yourself through the communities that you're in. Are you around people that make you feel safe to be yourself? Are you around people that make you feel really heard and understood? Do you feel heard and understood by your audience, by the people that you're serving? If not, how can you expand that audience? What are the new ways that you can get in front of new people? Maybe it's using a different channel. Maybe it's marketing yourself in a different way, having different content, having a new angle to the way that you express yourself, and really networking in a new way, going to in-person events, going to retreats to meet people, being on podcasts or podcasting, or going on YouTube and having a new community to speak to and to interact with, maybe moving to a new place in order to have new people in your community. So this is really what Jupiter retrograde is going to have us really consider for some time. So let me know if any of that is resonating for you already. What have you been moving through in the Venus retrograde since July? What have you been noticing around your romantic relationships, around business partnerships, around your ability to magnify and magnetize through manifestation to yourself that which you value and that which you love. What have you learned about that? What has been under review and scrutiny around that? I would love to know. And okay, so next in September, after the Venus retrograde ends and the Jupiter retrograde begins, we have the last quarter moon on the 7th of September. So this is really our last quarter to consider what it is that we have been letting go and surrendering and moving through and releasing since today's Aquarius full moon. And it's going to be a really powerful time to just fully release that which no longer is serving you. And we get this opportunity every single moon cycle. It's that last corner waning moon phase that we get to fully let go of what doesn't make sense. This is a great time to review your business, review your analytics and your data and your sales and what has been happening, and to celebrate what you have created, and also to let go of what is no longer working and no longer serving you. Okay, let me just take a drink of water. All right, so that is the last quarter moon. And I didn't look up what sign the moon is going to be in at that time, but you can always look it up by looking at an astronomy app like Star Walk 2. That's my favorite one to use. Or you can look it up using masteringthezodiac.com. They have really great true sidereal software, which I use all the time, and I've used in this equinox planner for you all. Okay, so then on September 11th, we have a very special day, which is Grandparents' Day. So we get to celebrate our grandparents, we get to celebrate our ancestors. This could be a really great opportunity for some content for you around your ancestors, around your grandparents, and what you learned about your grandparents. I know I'm in a 13 moon sisterhood with one of my sacred friends, Cassidy Lee Bell, and one of my fellow cosmic sisters. And she asked us what the names of our grandmothers were and what their names meant. And I spent an hour looking up what my grandmother's names meant. And it was really powerful to learn that and to focus on that and to give that space in my heart and in my mind as well. And so I would have you look at your grandparents and their names and what it is that they did and what significance they had in your life and in your lineage, and your great grandparents as well. And to perhaps use that as a moment to honor them for Grandparents' Day on your social media, in your sharing, or perhaps even in your work. There might be some sort of ancestral work that you want to bring through and that you want to honor for yourself during this time. So that is what's happening on September 11th. I think that's a really powerful thing to focus on September 11th, because I know that that can be a really loaded day for a lot of people, especially for Americans. So September 11th is also Grandparents' Day. It's a time to celebrate our ancestors and the parents of our parents. That can also be an opportunity to do a lot of lineage healing and a lot of healing around your ancestral wounds and trauma. So take it for what it is and honor yourself and your grandparents that day. All right, so next, after Grandparents' Day on the 14th of September, we have two really powerful astrological events. First is that we have the last Leo new moon. So we have two Leo new moons. We had the last one in August, earlier this month, and we have the next one on September 14th. And it's going to be a really powerful Leo new moon. It's going to be in the tail end, in the butt end of Leo, because it is near the end of Leo season. And it's going to be a really powerful time to set final intentions around your leadership, around how it is that you want to show up, around what you're here to say, who you're here to be, and especially around your inner child, and letting your inner child be fully fulfilled with how you show up in the world and how you show up for the fulfillment of your inner child's deepest wishes, right? That is, we take our work so seriously, and it is fairly serious what a lot of us do for the world and for the planet. But remember to play, remember to have joy, remember to have deep fulfillment of your inner child self. And this Leo new moon is going to be a reminder of that and a deepening of that. So take some time to really let yourself let your inner child play during that day and set intentions that would make them really happy and fulfilled. And that day is also the day that Venus goes back into Leo. So Venus was in retrograde, and then it went back into Cancer. It's currently still in Cancer, but on the 14th of September, it's going to go back into Leo. So this is an amplification of that Leo energy, because with Venus, that that planet that has to do with love and how we love and how we magnetize and how we value things in our world and magnetize and pull them towards us. It being back in Leo is a really potent time to think about love and to think about who you love and how you want to magnetize who you love into your life during this new moon. And so it could be a really great time to set intentions around love and romance and intimacy that you want to have, but also love and romance between you and your audience, between you and your clients, between you and your business partners. So you can have a deepening of magnetizing that which it is that you love. And remember to include that inner child love. What is it that you loved as a child? What is it that you wanted to be when you grew up as a child? How did you play? What were your hobbies? What did you think about? What were you known for, and how can you let that inner child self be more free and be more in love with your inner child self as well. So then Venus is going to be in Leo for some time. It doesn't change signs again during that month, so it's going to be in Leo for the rest of the month. It's going to be a really powerful time to just celebrate love altogether. And especially with what we're celebrating the next day is the fact that Mercury retrograde will come to an end. So Mercury has been in retrograde since last week, and it's going to be coming to an end on September 15th, which is also coincidentally the last day of true Leo season. So we're going to be wrapping up Leo season with the end of Mercury retrograde. So it's going to be a really powerful time to review everything that you learned, all the changes that you made in terms of your thoughts and your thinking and your cognitive behaviors around your own leadership and how you show up and how much you're willing to let yourself be a success in this world. And it's also the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah. I'm not sure if I said that correctly, but it's really fascinating to me how all of the Jewish holidays are fully aligned to the cosmic seasons shifting and changing. And Rosh Hashanah is always the beginning of Virgo season. As the next day, as you can see, September 16th, is the start of true Virgo season. That is when Virgo season begins, and we have our sun in the head of the maiden, in the head of Virgo in the sky. So we have such a powerful time to deepen into all that is embodiment work, all that is practicality. Oh, and how the winds of change are blowing. So it's going to be a really powerful time of deepening into and letting the harvest time that is coming the next week later is when the equinox is. So we really get to celebrate the earth, celebrate all that the earth gives us, and celebrate our bodies and all that our bodies give us, and really be in tune with our bodies and what it is that we need to do to take care of ourselves day to day. That is also a big theme of Virgo season, is daily self-care and health routines and what it is that we need, from vitamins to lots of protein and fats and everything else in our worlds, and meditation and journaling and everything we can fit in or do for ourselves and for the planet as well. And this is what Virgo season is here to remind us. And it's so powerful that not even a week into Virgo season, the next significant date that we have is the 21st of September, which is International Day of Peace. So again, this is a really powerful day of peace. There's going to be meditations happening throughout the world and silent moments for peace and prayers of peace. So please take this day to pray for world peace. I know that the world needs it. I know that the earth needs it. We have this moment to really come together as a global collective and pray for peace. That is my mission here on the earth, is to live on this planet that is peaceful, and to have days, months, years, decades, centuries where there is peace on planet Earth. And so this is a day to really honor that and amplify that and come together and pray for peace. So maybe you want to do an event that day, maybe you want to do some posting that day, maybe you want to include this in your marketing, in your leadership for that day. It's International Day of Peace, and we are the bringers of peace. We are the bringers of the new earth. So focusing in on what that means for all of us on September 21st. Okay. The next day is the first quarter moon. So as we're all thinking about peace and into the Virgo season, we get to really focus on what have we created? How have those intentions that we set for our childhood selves, for our leadership during the Leo new moon, how have those already come into fruition? What's next for us? What actions do we need to take? What is this first quarter moon really showing us in terms of what is next for us to create and to continue bringing in all of those intentions that we have, and to continue making our dreams come true. And then of course the next day is a powerful day. in the wheel. It's Madon in a lot of I wanted to say Celtic circles, but it's not just Celtic. It's like it's witchy circles and pagan circles. It's Madon, one of the eight fire festivals of the year. It is equinox. So equinox is an equal point of light. So we have equal day, equal night throughout the whole planet, throughout the whole year, and equal light and day is autumn in the north, and it's going to be spring in the south. So remember that this is still the polarity of what's happening. In the north, we're going to be having the trees change color, and the plants start to die down and be cut back for the winter. And this is also in the energy of what we're here to bring forth in our own businesses, is how can we cut back things that no longer serve us. Maybe there's offerings, maybe there's clients, maybe there's things that we've been doing that no longer serve us or need to be cut back, or need to be or need to be put to bed, at least for the winter time, or need to be just kind of like, not as vibrant for some time. And there's also the harvest that we get to claim, and that we get to have all the fruits of our labors be seen. So this is a gratitude festival. This is a harvest festival. And this is a time when we get to really celebrate all that we have created throughout the summer months, throughout the solstice months up here in the north. And of course, for those of us in the south, it's the reawakening. I'm not in the south, but I'm imagining that I am. I'd love to be in the south sometime this year. And in the south, it's the reawakening of the earth. It's the time to plant new seeds. It's the time to see things sprouting. And this is also the energy that you will be bringing to your business. Maybe there's new things that you want to bring through. Maybe there's new beginnings that you want to start considering. There's new intentions. There's new launches that you want to be putting out there into the world. And this is the time, it's the equal time to consider the light and the dark in your business and in your life. And the light, illuminates what is good, what has been great, what have you acquired during the winter and the summer months. And then the dark is what needs to be put to bed, put to rest, put back into the fertile soil to really sit and grow, or just be dormant for some time. So this is a powerful time to celebrate and to honor everything that we have created, that we have brought forth and brought through us during this time. So I'd love to know if any of you have special things that you are planning to do for the equinox, if you have special traditions or rituals that you will be doing for the equinox. I will be in Europe, back in my homelands, and really celebrating there, and celebrating that it's the first time that I'm going to be back home as an astrologer. And since I've learned lots of different shamanic tools and indigenous practices, so I'm going to be on my indigenous land, the land where I was born and where I come from, and I'm going to be deeply connecting to the land and harvesting all that is present there, in terms of farmers markets and everything, and bringing back those goodies when I come back to Canada. So that will be my equinox period. Let me know how you're going to be celebrating yours. Okay. So the next day is Yom Kippur, which is another Jewish holiday. Again, it fully aligns to these cosmic celestial timing in the world, which I think is not a coincidence whatsoever. I'm so fascinated by the Jewish faith, and I'd love to learn more, especially in terms of the cosmic timing of all of their high holidays. So the last two major events that we have in September is on the 29th of September, we have the Pisces full moon. So we have the next full moon on the 29th of September, and it is in Pisces. So this is going to be a really powerful time to dig into your psychic knowing, your intuitive gifts, your sacred, subconscious level of psychic awareness, and your deepening of your love for humanity, and your deepening of your understanding of what it is to be human. It's going to be a really, really powerful time to honor these transitions of the seasons and really feel into what is coming through as sacred timing for you. Okay. And then lastly, we move into Mercury changing signs and entering Virgo. So Mercury is currently in Leo, and we are still in that Mercury Leo energy with all of that boldness coming through us, with all of these new thoughts and ideas coming through us, with this ability to be more brave in the way that we share, in the way that we post about ourselves and share about ourselves in our marketing. And then Mercury is going to move into Virgo, which is going to be a very analytical time. And this is going to be very aligned to the sun being in Virgo, where we are going to, and is in Virgo and will stay in Virgo all of September. So all of this Virgo energy will again be an amplification of us really putting money and power and energy towards our systems, towards our automations, towards the day to day of our businesses, so that we can streamline it, so that it can work easier, so that we can really have our thoughts be where they need to be. This is the energy of Mercury in Virgo, is what kind of systems and ideas can we put into place so that we can use our minds and our mental capacity where they are most needed, where they are most wanted, which is our sacred work, working with our clients, creating, sharing our gifts with the world. All right, so that is our whole September. It is a really powerful time to dive into equinox season and this changing of seasons. And I'm going to read about what this true sky really means for all of us. So you can see here that the moon is in what is this? The right thigh of Aquarius, and Saturn there, if you zoom in, Saturn is literally right in the crotch. It's right in the jewels of Aquarius. So this is, I could do a whole Kinky Cosmos piece on this, but I'm going to keep it a little bit more PG right now. This is a really powerful time to really stand in and solidify what it is that we're here to create and what kind of leaders we're here to be, right? Aquarius is a part of the leadership polarity between Leo and Aquarius, and the types of leaders that we're here to stand up and be, who we're here to fully become, and who we're here to stand beside. And so this moon cycle and this full moon today is here to really elevate us in who is in our leadership circle, and what kind of leaders are we really here to be, and what is the lessons that we're here to learn as leaders, because Saturn is all about the lessons, right? Those big time lessons. So we have all been leaders for quite some time, and we've all been putting our gifts out there, and we've all been circulating in different communities, and perhaps here in the same community in the Liberated Woman Vortex, if you're here. And so this is a time for us to really consider, what lessons have we learned as leaders over the last few years, over the last cycle, since the last Aquarius full moon last year. It's a really, really potent time to dig into what it is that we have learned, right? What this wisdom is that we are carrying forward with us. And it has been a powerful year since the last Aquarius full moon, and it's really, really a time to reflect on what are these lessons that we're taking with us and then giving to our communities, and what do we see that our communities really do need from us based on all the wisdom that we've acquired over this last year. And I will just notice, I shared that this picture of the sun right under the heart of Leo. So this is where the sun is reflecting on the moon and reflecting on Saturn. And so the sun being in the heart of Leo this is really like, what is at the heart of the leadership that we are here to bring through? What is at the heart of what it is that we're here doing, right? If there was one purpose that you had, one meaning that you had for all the work that you do, what is it and why is it? I know for me, it's that I'm here to bring joy, and then I'm here to be a beacon of joy for the planet. And that takes, creating a world that is peaceful, where people are allowed to feel joy and peace a lot of the time, and allowed to play and allowed to be who they are. And that means that I'm here that my lesson is that I have to take amazing care of myself, and that I have to really, really care for myself and be really rigorous with my own discernment, and with my own body care, and with my own spiritual care, and like temple care of myself and my sacred spaces, in order to show up. And that I'm also meant to be sharing and showing up in a cosmic way. And so Aquarius is also the sign that helps us to understand the greater cosmos, our higher intelligence, our universal intelligence. So there's also a level of universal intelligence and frequency that's coming through us right now that really wants to be told, right? What universally have you learned about the planet, about humanity, about the cosmos over the last little while that you are here to bring through, that you are here to share with the collective, that you are here to be a beacon of? And of course, Aquarius energy is the leader that likes to kind of that likes to lead and likes to orchestrate things, but also doesn't need to be on center stage like Leo does. And so this is also a reminder that sometimes our greatest wisdom is to be a leader that might not be front and center all the time. That there's times for us to be front and center and fully sharing and fully bold and fully out there and leading with ourselves. And there's other times when you let other people lead, other people talk, other people come together, right? So there's a sharing of the leadership space that we're here to kind of build a dynamic with. And the last thing I want to mention about this true sky visual is that Delphinus, my favorite constellation, the dolphin in the sky, is right above Saturn and the moon during this time. And again, this is a reminder to let joy in, to let the joy of our leadership come through. And this is very similar to the messages that I gave last month because it's a similar time. This is our time of great leadership in the world. And it's the time when the greatest leadership is needed in the world. And it can be really serious. It can be really dark. Sometimes it can be really daunting to come up against all the existing leaders and all the existing power structures that are in the world. But we get to do it with joy. We get to do it with love. We get to do it like dolphins leaping together and bounding out of the earth, right? We don't have to be alone. And this is also the subconscious understanding that we're not alone and that we have all of each other. Just here in the Liberated Woman Vortex, there's 40 women. There's 40 plus women that are here doing this sacred work on the earth. So we are not alone in this work, and we are all here to hold each other and uplift each other and swim together and leap together through this sacred time. So the questions that I have for you around your leadership are: what is the unique leadership and wisdom that only you are here to share, that is yours to share, that is your unique leadership and wisdom, that is a culmination of your whole life's work and all of your wisdom put together, that is uniquely for you? I know mine has to do with my sacred brand alchemy and my cosmic teachings, right? Cosmic marketing, those two things together. I don't know a lot of other people that are doing that, and I don't know anyone else that does it exactly like I do with the true sky. And so understanding the uniqueness of your own leadership and what it is that you're really here to impart and imbue upon the world, and the wisdom that you're here to give, and really seeing that for yourself and loving yourself for that and then giving that to the world is so powerful. And then, of course, what miracle is this full moon bringing to you? But not just what miracle, what joyful miracle is this full moon bringing to you? What joy are you stepping into and fully aligning with during this time? So really consider that, and let me know in the comments below what that is. What miracles are abounding right now or leaping out of the waters for you during this full moon? And lastly, what leadership lesson are you cherishing this supermoon? What leadership lesson that you've learned in the last year and over the last 6 months since the Aquarius new moon, what leadership lesson are you cherishing during this time and really taking in as wisdom that you have learned and embodied over this past period, whatever that might be, a year, 6 months, one moon cycle, whatever it might be? Just really reflect with yourself and feel free to share in the comments below. What leadership lesson are you cherishing? And they are both in the second house. So we're learning a lot of these lessons around what it is that we value, around what it is around money and around the possessions around us. And of course, a lot of the lessons that we're seeing around the world with the fires in Maui and Kelowna and in the Northwest Territories are to do with possessions, the power of possessions, the power of home, the power of land, and how through losing land and home and connection to that, and losing it through drastic, devastating fires that aren't being dealt with properly by the leaders of the world, that we really understand the value of that, and we really understand the value of protecting that and supporting that, and how much we can see in ourselves and in our own worlds how much our homes mean to us, how much indigenous land means to us, how much the land means to us. And so there's these massive lessons in what it is that we value, what it is that we own, what it is that we are here to steward and take ownership of, in terms of our own leadership. Really, really powerful lessons in terms of how we're here to honor and care for the earth and Mother Earth's creatures and Mother Earth's I want to say products and the tools and the creations and the items that we make with Mother Earth, and how we're here to honor that as well. And maybe for some of you that make physical products, this has been a really transformational time to make new offerings, to make new items, like we mentioned at the very beginning with that sacred medicine bag reading that I did. It's a really powerful time to gather all of the sacred items in your life and to really, really honor them and represent them as elements of you and elements of your own medicine. And if you make medicine items or sacred items, then this is a time to really honor that medicine that you imbue those items with. This is something that I'm really considering as well, because I am launching beautiful face oil. I meant a beauty face oil that has rose hips and calendula in it that I foraged myself. And I'm co-creating that with my beautiful friend from Saint Alchemy, who's a cosmic alchemist and plant alchemist. And so, really honoring the physical items that we use for our bodies and that we give to the world and that we create for the world, and the physicality of that is really, really powerful at this time, and it's a part of the lessons that we're here to know. Also, the importance of actually coming together and physically being together and getting physical touch with each other. That's through retreats, through events, through meeting our clients in person. That's really something that we're starting to value more and see more of during this time as well. We also have some other oppositions happening in the sky. So we have Mercury in Leo, and it is opposing Neptune, and then that is opposing Mars. So Neptune is opposing both Mars and Mercury, and Neptune is deep in the waters of Pisces. So that means that our creativity is really something that's being reevaluated right now. The way that we think about our creativity, the way that we create things, the way that we put together material objects or make art or make things for other people, and especially our sacred tools and sacred items that we're here to help transform the world with, including online products and digital courses and everything that we create, is really being put under review, and we're really being asked to create more boldly and to create even more and make it even more scalable, and make it even more easy and accessible for people to interact with our creations. So if you're thinking about finally creating your whole content library, your whole library of gifts and tools and trainings during this Virgo season that's coming up, I highly recommend it, right? If Leo season has been the time that you've recognized, wow, I have so much medicine within me that needs to be given out to the world. I have so much within me that I need to create. Maybe there's even a sense of you that has artistry that you want to share with the world and put out there in terms of your art, in terms of your creations, in terms of your perspective on the planet. And art can be everything from memes to paintings to sculptures to ceramics to sacred crafting that you do. It's such a powerful time for you to really, really connect to, and it's a powerful time for all of us really to connect to the power of our creativity and the power of us connecting to the deep subconscious and the deep collective subconscious and what it is that we're all moving through, and then putting that into a tangible expression of our work through the actions that we take, through either creating online courses and personal and individual products that we get to sell again and again and people get to be served with, and also the way that we think about ourselves as artists, as creators, is really changing and shifting right now. I also wanted to mention that with Saturn and the moon right together, I've mentioned this already, but it really, really is an important time to consider the lessons and the leadership that we have learned, the wisdom that we have gathered over the last several periods, and especially the wisdom that we have learned through hard-won lessons, through lessons that were not easy or fun to learn, right? We might have been wondering, why is this happening to us? Why me? What the hell? What in all of heaven? Why would this happen to me? Or why did I deserve this, etc.? Lots of guilt, shame, fear. negative emotions shadow to be worked through. But there was lessons in that. There was beauty in that. There was wisdom to be gained and yearned and derived from that. And so it's like alchemy, right? We take the poison and we alchemize it into nectar. We take the lead and we alchemize it into gold. And whenever something transforms, there's transformation for all present there. And so really noticing what wisdom you've learned through the hard won lessons and through the deep leadership initiations that have happened over this last year, over the last 6 months, over the last moon cycle, and really letting that shine forward, letting yourself fully see yourself for the sacred lessons that you're here to bring to the world and that you have learned for yourself as well. Okay, what else do I want to talk about here? Okay, well, Pluto is in the last few legs of Sagittarius. It will be moving in the next few months into Capricorn once it's done being in retrograde. Pluto is right next to the rising sign, which is in Capricorn. So again, this is reminding us that all of that change, all of that death and rebirth that we've gone through, all of those depths that we've dove into within ourselves and within the collective, all of that has a purpose. All of that is meant to come back through in our businesses and really be seen for its Capricorn power. And Capricorn is this wise elder dragon of the zodiac. I don't think of it just as a mergoat. I think of it as a dragon. That's something that I'll be teaching in my cosmic arts training that will be starting in the fall, or in the winter, during a ficus season actually. And so there's this level of like taking all of that drudgery and all of that darkness that you learned from the depths of your soul and bringing that forth into your marketing, into the way that you present yourself as a leader, into the way that you own yourself and really love yourself as a leader, and putting that forth into the world. And of course, that's having a trining with Uranus. So it's also understanding how all of your unique perspectives, your cosmic perspective, your connection to the greater ethers and to the cosmos and to greater higher intelligence that's beyond just our minds, that is our collective intelligence, that is our divine source intelligence, how all of that is meant to interact with our sacred work. And we're meant to share those channelings and those teachings and those elements of ourselves, right? But we've had to reconcile them first with our own minds. What does this mean? How do I understand this? How do I take action on this? How do I actually represent all of that in a tangible, real way? And all of that is becoming really clear at this time, right? So that you're able to fully serve the world through your higher intelligence and through your higher knowing, by fully understanding yourself first and understanding those lessons and that wisdom first and foremost for yourself. Uranus is also trining with Mercury, and then so is Jupiter. So both of these are really powerful indicators that the people that we talk to, the way that we talk to people, and the people in our networks and our audiences are all shifting and changing, and we're meant to fully deepen into a transformation of our minds, right? It's literally like imagining new neural pathways being created in your mind, neural healing, neurological healing happening in your system, and having new ways of thinking and new ways of processing and new ways of observing yourself and the world and also the other people in your world. And so it's really beautiful. And I've noticed this for myself. One example is I used to feel very misunderstood and unseen by my audience, that I would share all the time and share all these cosmic teachings and my oracle readings and my poems and my tools and my services and everything like that. And then I felt misunderstood, that no one was buying, and I felt really resentful and I felt unseen. And now I feel the opposite way. Now I feel like I have so many people that see me. Now I feel like I have so many people that understand me. And it's just a matter of time before they decide to work with me or buy something or dive in deeper. And so there's this shift in my own thinking and this shift in my own understanding of my audience and how they work, and also this like desire to understand and know them better, this desire to really nurture them is really present, especially since Jupiter is in the fourth house. So there's this deepening into how can we nurture our audiences? How can we nurture our clients? How can we really give them what we wish what we had our leaders and from our guides, and what is really here, like what is the core gift that we're really here to give them, and how can we nurture them even further in a whole new way. And so there's so much more opening, there's so much more possibility, there's so much more opening up here as soon as we recognize that all of the dark times that we went through were here to teach us lessons, and then those lessons and the wisdom we get to share with our community, we get to share with ourselves, and especially share with ourselves, and really recognize a deeper sense of self-worth from all of that. So that's really what I've got to say. Venus, lastly, I wanted to say that Venus was in Cancer still, and it is squaring off with Jupiter. So again, there might be some really big lessons to learn in terms of the people in our lives, in terms of our partnerships, our romantic lives, the people that we're very close to and intimate with. You know, how are we going to work well? There might have been necessary conflict, but all of that conflict came up so that we could grow and learn as individuals, so that we could deepen into and see our own biases and see our own projections, and see how we could love even deeper and have deeper relationships with other people, and let go of past fears, let go of past projections, let go of ideas around something that were really, that didn't have a sense and free, that didn't have a tangible connection to reality, so we can actually really be with people, and really be with our lovers, and really be with our partners, and really connect to our audiences. So much transformation happening here, and all of it has to come back to the wisdom that we're here to share and that we've learned over the years. So what deep lessons have revealed themselves in your marketing as you've done your marketing, and as you've been sharing yourself, as you share your gifts, as you put yourself out there in a sacred way? What deep lessons have revealed themselves to you? Please feel free to share in the comments below. I'd love to know. Again, my deep lesson is that I needed to fully share myself and feel grounded within myself in order to feel a grounded sense of connection to my audience and to the people that I serve. And as I started doing that more, and just being more grounded and being more relaxed about it all, there's more people that are gravitating naturally to me and to my work and to my spaces. And then how does your leadership wish to deepen at this time? What is next for your leadership? What is the next level of depth? Who are you meant to work with next? Who is the next audience you're meant to work with? I know for me, I'm meant to deepen as an astrologer by actually serving other astrologers and creating this cosmic arts training, or CAT as I like to call it, and really teaching other people that want to be astrologers that are also cosmic artists how they can read the stars in this unique way that I do. And so that is the way that my leadership wishes to deepen, and also deepening in with cosmic embodiment for ourselves, really letting go of past conditioning of the Western astrological system, and deepening into our true embodiment of our true signs, of our true sun sign, our true moon sign, our true rising sign, our true, all of the planetary signs, and having this be in our bodies based on human design and the body graph, and really feeling into how that can be embodied in our systems. And this is something that I do in my Soul and Stars retreat, which is happening in October with the beautiful Cassandra Finch, the leader of the healing space in this community. So if you want to join us at the Soul and Stars retreat and deepen into your cosmic embodiment work, and really get to know yourself and your soul more. She's doing soul profiles from the Akashic Records for everybody there. I'm going to be doing human design and astrology readings for everyone. And we're going to be just having the best time coming together for 2.5 days, including Friday the 13th. So we're going to have a special Friday the 13th activation and integration and feminine embodiment work. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so profound, and it's going to be really deep. And for those of you that have previously been enmeshed with Western astrology and kind of really connected to that Western astrological point of view of yourself and perspective of yourself, but you want to really know your true self and your real self and embody that, not just know it in the mind and understand it as like, oh, this is my sun sign, or this is my earth sign, or this is my sign, etc., but really feel it in your body and embody it through somatic work, then please join us for the Soul and Stars retreat. It is on early bird special right now until the 6th of September, so you can come join us. I'm going to put in the link here, sanjarose.com/soul-and-stars. It's on discount, so you get $120 off the full price, and you get $150 off the payment plan if you join us before September 6th. So if you want to come in, I know it's Mercury retrograde, but I promise you it will be the best investment you've ever made in your astrological self-leadership, in your cosmic self-knowing, and in your soul self-understanding. So please join us for that. Thank you all so much for joining me today for this September full moon reading and moon marketing session. Please let me know what you got out of this. What is the main takeaway that you're walking away with from this session? I can't wait to put this out on YouTube and see what everyone thinks in my greater audience of the monthly reading and of the cosmic reading. But this is for everyone here in the Liberated Woman Vortex, first and foremost, to receive and to be able to calibrate with live. So thank you for everyone that joined live. It's always so powerful and special to see your comments. And I'm so grateful to be the space holder for this cosmic embodiment work. And I hope you have a beautiful full moon tonight. I'm going to go watch it rise. It's going to be huge. It's going to be illuminating all of these massive leadership lessons for all of us. And I can't wait to hear about all those lessons and to see all of the magic that you put forth into the world because of this magical time on the planet. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful full moon. Bye.